One of the biggest frustrations for people is feeling like there's not enough money to put away after expenses to grow their wealth. They feel like they either have to sacrifice what they like now in order to save and invest, or they'll end up with no money in the future. But in the book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich by author Ramit Sethi shows us a few strategies to still enjoy our life while making sure our investments are fully funded, all in 5 major ideas. And if you're ready, let's get started. Number 1. Creating your rich life. First, we must understand what having a rich life means to us. For many people, this might be traveling the world and visiting new places. For others, it could be keeping up with the fashion trends, or just spending time with the family. What is shocking in this book is that financial advisor Ramit Sethi says that it's okay to splurge. As a matter of fact, he recommends it. It sounds odd that a financial advisor tells you to splurge, but he says to do it strategically. It's like taking care of a garden. If you want to have a beautiful garden, you will nurture the plants and the flowers that you like, and you will remove the ones that you don't, because they take the resources away from the plants that you actually like. In the same way, Sethi says that it's okay to spend some money on the things that you like, as long as you cut out the things that you don't. And in the long run, you might end up saving more, even if you treat yourself a little. For example, would you think that this person is financially responsible? Tom takes a vacation 4 times a year. Every 3 months, he's in a new exotic place, enjoying his life by the pool and doing a bunch of fun activities. Most people would think that this is not financially responsible. But back home, he got rid of his car because he can bike to work. He lives in a small apartment that doesn't cost much, and the money he saves goes into his investments account. What about now? Is he financially responsible? The problem with traditional financial advice, according to Sethi, is that they encourage people to stop living in order to fund their investments. It's like trying to go on a very strict diet for the next 40 years. But what if instead you create a lifestyle where you can enjoy the things that you like while still taking care of business? And later in the video, we'll actually have a plan to do just that. Lesson number 2. Keep buying your lattes. Let's do a little thought experiment. Let's say that you do buy a latte every day, 7 days a week. This is something that you enjoy and it keeps you going throughout the day. Each latte costs $6, which comes to a total of $180 per month or $2,160 per year. On one side, you have people telling you to stop buying lattes because you can save over $2,000 per year. On the other side, you have Sethi telling you, forget about that. Keep buying your lattes, but instead, go and apply for that other job that you're qualified for and pays you $15,000 more. You see, there are 2 ways of thinking about things. We can focus on the little things that make a little difference, or we can focus on the big things that make a big difference. Don't ask the $5 question, whether you should buy a latte or not. Ask the $50,000 questions, like what can you do right now to raise your income, and how will you set up your investments? Those little things like buying a latte a few times a week is not what the war is won, especially if that is something that you enjoy as part of your rich life. There are a few places where your energy can be better spent, like negotiating for a raise, educating yourself to raise your earning potential, automating your budget, contributing to your retirement account, cutting costs in bigger areas, starting a side hustle, and allocating capital intelligently. Lesson number 3. Keep it simple and don't wait. The enemy of execution is complexity. Most of us have something in our life that we haven't started yet because it seems a little overwhelming. And when it comes to investing, keeping it simple can mean the difference between starting now and putting it off a few more years. Not only that, but simplicity tends to get the better results in the long term. Following the boring investment strategy over a prolonged period of time tends to be the advanced strategies the majority of the time. So why waste time instead of getting started? You'll make more progress as a runner going for a jog rather than spending hours comparing the best running shoes. Most professional fund managers fail to beat the market consistently anyways with their complicated strategies. Most people are better off just keeping it simple and betting on the market rather than trying to beat it. And the sooner it's done, the better. As they say, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. And this is how we do it. Lesson number 4. Setting up your automated money system. The goal is to put a few hours of work up front to make the rest of your life easier. You see, humans are vulnerable at times. We get distracted, unmotivated, and inconsistent from time to time, which can put in danger our previous investment efforts and make it more difficult to continue building our financial freedom. We might feel motivated now, but it can fluctuate throughout the years. So we must set up an automated system that allows us to stay consistent with our long-term money plan regardless of how we feel. To set up your money system, this is what you'll need. A checking account. This is where your money goes first and will be distributed from. Think of this account as a distribution center for your money. It lands here and it gets sorted and sent to the other accounts. A savings account. This is where you keep your short-term and medium-term savings, like to save for a down payment for a house or your yearly vacation. Make sure this account doesn't have fees and there's no withdrawal limits and pays you a good interest rate. A credit card. If done right, this is a free short-term loan that comes with perks, like cashbacks, miles, or points. Sethi says that you should start with a cashback credit card. Also, make sure you pay it off every month to not get charged any interest. A retirement account, like a 401k or an IRA. Most people might already have a 401k, but not an IRA. If so, start your investments account. This can be done with an online broker, like Vanguard or Charles Schwab. Your automatic money system must be based on a conscious spending plan, which contains 4 buckets. By creating a plan for your money ahead of time, you won't have to think about it later. Here's a great suggestion for money division for each category. Fixed cost, 50 to 60%. Investments, 10%. Savings, 5 to 10%. And guilt-free spending, 20 to 35%. You can modify it depending on your goals, but Sethi says to never go under 5% on your savings or under 10% on your investments, since they are the driving force of your rich life. Setting up automation is incredibly important because by automatically allocating a portion of your money to your investments, not only you create wealth without much effort, but it teaches you to live without the money that goes into your future. If you don't see it, you don't get the urge to spend it. Lesson number 5. Making money with money. Investing can be a little overwhelming, but understanding some of the simple building blocks of investing can take a lot of that stress away and make it easier to understand what's going on. Typically, most investment funds are composed of 2 main assets: stocks and bonds. Stocks are pieces of ownership in a company. Now, there's a variety of different stocks in a variety of different sectors and industries, and most people might not have the time and energy to understand them all. This is one of the reasons for the creation of index funds. Index funds are investment tools that invest in stocks in entire sectors or even different sectors all at once. For example, instead of trying to buy individual blue-chip stocks, we can buy the S&P 500, which tracks the 500 biggest companies in the US. So by buying one share of this, you'll be investing in 500 different companies, all in one purchase. A total market index gives us exposure to all of the stock in the market all at once. There are even international indexes that create exposure to companies outside of the US. Bonds are a little different. Bonds are less volatile than stocks since they don't follow the movements of the stock market. Bonds are essentially loans that we give to a company or the government where they pay us our money back plus interest. This tends to be an important part of our investment strategy since they create stability in our portfolio. While stocks might go up and down, bonds tend to stay more steady. Then you have your asset allocation. This is how much of each asset you have in your portfolio. This allows you to control your risk in your portfolio. As you get older, it can be a good idea to reduce your stock position and increase your bonds position. This is because stocks are riskier. They have a much higher potential for growth, but they also have a much higher potential to crash. So as you get older, reducing this risk can create more safety as you get closer to retirement. There are 2 ways of doing this. You can invest in target date funds, which are funds that automatically rebalance your portfolio as you get older to adjust your risk. So you don't have to do anything other than fund your portfolio. Many of these might have small management fees, so that is something to keep an eye on. Or managing your own portfolio. This comes with many risks and requires a lot of emotional discipline. Remember, most professional investors cannot beat the market average of 8% consistently. But if you choose to self-manage, Sethi gives you the strategy of one of the very few investors who has consistently beat the market with an average return of 13.5% yearly. Dave Swanson. Dave Swanson is the manager of Yale University's endowment with over $40 billion under management, and here's his portfolio. He invests 30% of their money in domestic equities, 15% in developed world equities, 5% in emerging equities, 20% in REITs, which are real estate investment trusts, 15% in government bonds, and 15% in TIPS, which are Treasury inflation-protected securities. Now here's a tip. Use index funds instead of choosing individual companies, because that takes a whole nother level of security analysis. Let me know in the comments what book you want me to cover next, and you might inspire the next video. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.